Hello! Today I'm going to talk about wizards. So today we're going to create a wizard and I'm going to show you step by step how to build it, and we can navigate through it and show forms, lists, buttons, and just to have a test example on what you can do on your apps. Okay, so I'm going to start creating a UI flow named blocks. Okay, I'm going to use blocks for this. You can use screen if you want, but I'm going to use blocks. So I'm going to create a block that will be called wizard. So here we're going to have our wizard steps and another one for the content. So let's create a wizard content. Okay. So regarding the wizard, we can found the we can find the wizard in OutSystems. If we manage dependencies, if you go to the OutSystems UI, I think it is here. So wizard, yeah. So we have wizard and wizard item. So we need both of them. So let's apply. And right now we can just drag and drop the wizard. Okay, done. And by default, when we drag and drop the wizard, this element creates or contains 3 wizard items. Okay. Also, in the wizard, we can set if it is vertical or not. By default, it's false, but I want it true. So I want it to be a vertical wizard. Okay, so inside of any wizard item, we have icon and label. Okay, so let's do this. Let's search here for icon. Okay, this is just tests or demo purposes. You can use whatever you want, but in my case, I'm gonna use form on the first one. I'm gonna use this icon. I'm just gonna use test here saying form. I'm gonna drag it up another icon. In here, I'm gonna use list and copy this text and change form to list. I'm gonna drag and drop another icon. In this case, I'm gonna use folder. Okay, and I'm gonna add text here saying folder. Okay, so he's complaining about 3 errors. So we have in each wizard item we need to set the status. This is mandatory. Okay, and this is just the step that the wizard wants to know if it is active, passed, or it will be the next step in the wizard. So in order to use and to map this, we don't have in our suggestions in a dropdown the values, so we need to get them. So if we manage dependencies again, go again to the OutSystems UI, and we search for steps. We can find what we need. Okay, so this contains different types of status for steps in a sequential process. So this is a wizard. Okay, so grab this, apply, and as we have 3 steps, this will be the first one. So the first one we're going to use is it will be active. Okay, this one will be next, and this also will be next. Okay, also we want to navigate through through the wizard when we click in each step. Okay, so in order to do this, we need to use the onClick event that OutSystems gave to us in the wizard item element. So create a new action here. Yeah, let's use this wizard name. It's okay. And we need also to say in the action the name or the number of the step that we are on. Okay. So let's add an input parameter saying step number. Okay. And in the first step, we want to say that the step number is 0. Okay. So let's do the same for the second step, but in this case, this is the second step, we say it is 1. And in here, we say that is 2. This is the last one. So by doing this, we're going to have the current step number that the user clicked on the wizard. Okay? So if you want to use this block inside here and having the steps and knowing the steps, we need to use an event. Okay? So let's create an event here and saying that wizard step. And we need also to have an input parameter here because we need to give this information to the parent, which will be, in my case, wizard content. Okay, so let's do this. So in the action, we need to drag and drop the event, and he will ask us about the step number because we have here. We just need to say that is the step number that is, which is the input parameter of the action. Okay, and that's it. At least now in the wizard, we have everything that we need. Okay, so regarding the wizard content, we're gonna create a form here. I'm gonna use a structure that I already had created. You can create as well. You can just copy me. So back here in the interface, let's create a local variable type record of the structure that I have. And I'm gonna drag and drop. So in the first one, I'm gonna have a form, okay? And this is just my form, okay? This is just for test purposes, okay? Just to you to understand how wizard works. Okay, so we have our form. Next, let's use a list. Okay, and in this list, I'm gonna use a random source. Okay, so I'm gonna use roles. Okay, and in the folder, I'm gonna use just a button. I'm gonna use a button. And we're going to say that go back to the first item. Okay, so let's go back here in the form. Okay, so we need to create an action as well here and an action here. Okay, because we are using buttons. Okay, so we have our wizard and we have right now our wizard content. But something is missing here. We cannot walk through or to navigate in our wizard because we need to change the step wizard. If we publish this in test on a screen, we're just gonna have our first form active, but in this case, it's not gonna show anything regarding the content. Okay, so let's work on this. Okay, so first in the wizard navigation, I want to tell him exactly when in each case, in each step, I am okay. So I need to highlight in each wizard step the one that I'm current on, or it will be the next, or it will be the past one. Okay. So we can go here in the status. Oh, sorry. We need to just click here in the drop down. We can select the steps, which will be these ones, but I want to edit this. Okay. So this expression, for me, it makes sense to use an if here and say that if, sorry, I need also to create a new step number, but this will be a local variable. Okay. Local. Why we need to do this? It's because we need to know the step that we are on in order to send to the content. But in order to know the wizard that the step that we are on, we need to use as a screen level and not in the button action level, because we cannot use this inside of the block, only the local variable that it is in in this case in the block level. Okay, so that's why I'm using this one. Okay, so in here I'm gonna use the event, and also I'm gonna use the set number local that will be equal to the step number that we have here. Okay, and now we can do that. So we can go back here and say that if step number equals 0, it means that is this step, its form, so it means that is active. If not, we say that is passed. Okay, you'll see next what I'm doing. So let's do the same, or pretty much the same here, but in this case we have our second step. This is slightly different. So if it is 1, it will be active, but this can happen for past and also for next, because I can be in the first step, this will be the next, and I can be in the folder, but this will be the past, the list. Okay, so I need to create a new if and say that if step number, let's say, equals 0, it means that this is active, sorry, that this is next, because the 0, it means that I'm here, the 1, it says that I'm active, and otherwise it will be this one, I'm gonna be here, and it will be the past. So I need just to close this, so we have the two ifs. Okay, and last we have our last step. So here we're going to say that this is 2, it is active. If not, this is next. Okay, in here we have, at least right now, all done. Okay, so now we're going to use this exactly what we want. So let's use a column here. We're going to understand why. It's not here. So here it's OutSystems. I'm going to use a column small left. You can do it as well. And I'm just drag and drop this. Okay. This data, or these elements I'm gonna use in the column 2, okay, and in this side I'm gonna use the wizard, okay. So I'm gonna use a handler here. We need to use the action, and I'll let know that the step number that we are is going to be also local, because the content needs to know exactly in which wizard step we are on. If not, we're going to display form data for regarding the folder or something like that, okay, and it doesn't make sense. Okay, so we have our step number local, and when we are using the action from this event, we are getting this, but now we are on the parent, and what we need to do is just drag and drop and assign step number local and say that it is the step number that we have here that will be the same as here. Okay, so just one last thing here in order to show the navigation. So in here we need to use ifs. If not, we're going to display everything on the first step, and we do not want that. So let's set this correctly. So step number in the first one, it will be 0. Okay. Here we're going to be 1, and here it will be 2. I'm just gonna set the name here. So step 0, step 1, and step 2. Okay. Now we have all set. Let's create a screen here. So wizard demo, and we just need to drag and drop the wizard content, because the wizard content already have the wizard. Okay, and we publish. Sorry, let me just put this anonymous. If you want, you can use your credential, but I'm gonna just use anonymous because I do not want to log in the application. But you're free to do it, so you just for matter of them. So let's do this. So okay, open in browser. Okay, so now we have our oh, something is not correct here. Something is not correct here. So it should be this all red, all red. Something is not correct here. So let me understand why this sometimes happen. Okay, so is active will be passed in the first. It will be oh, so something, yeah, okay. So this will be next. No, this will be this is gonna be passed. No, this is gonna be next. Yeah, yeah. So if it is first, it will be active. If it is 0, this will be next. If not, this will be passed. Okay. Something was not correct here. So let's publish again. Okay, so let's see now. Yeah. Okay, so now it's okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. So the full red one with the background is the one that is passed. This is CSS from OutSystems. I thought that it was the opposite, but now I understood. Okay, so now we have our form. This is the zero step or the first step in our terms, and we show the form is correct. Second one, we show the list. Okay, it's all here. And the third one, we show the folder. And we can go back to the first one, last one, middle one, and so on. Okay, can do whatever we want. So now in the last step here, we want to navigate through the button, so through the content and not on the wizard. So let's do this. Let's go back here in the Service Studio. And now what we need to do is use this button, navigate, and change the step number. So we can go here, we say that is the first one, the next step now it will be the first one. I'm gonna just delete this, I don't need this at least now, in this case, for this demo. And let me just change this, sorry, step number, step 1, done. And let's do the same here, but in the content I do not have a button. Let's say here go to next step, go to next step. Let's copy this container. That's exactly, and here we're gonna just go back to the first one. Okay, so in here we need, I'm just gonna use here an input parameter. I think it's easier. Step number. I can use this one. Let me just copy and paste here. And with this way, we can just say in here that this is the step number and just change the value here. It's much easier instead of creating several actions for the same, basically. So the next step, it will be 1, and in this case it will be 2. Okay. Something is not correct here. Let me check. It's from okay. Okay, it's okay. Okay, just change here to no, because we cannot have 2 at the same time saying that is yes. Okay. Okay, so here we can go to the next. Here we go to the next, and here we need to also, let's use the same. Let's use the same. So here let's use the same action. Let's go back here, wizards. No, I think it is save on click, right? This step equal current value. This we don't need, but now we need to say that the first is 0. Okay, so let's publish again. Okay, so let's refresh. Okay, so let's see what happens. I think I forgot to update this, but let's see. Okay, go next. It's okay. Go next. Okay, go back to the first item. It is working, but we are not updating this, so this is missing. Let's do that. Okay, so what we need to do is we have in the wizard step we have an event that has an handler, and he's throwing to us the step number that we need to know in order to show correctly the content. But we can do the same. So instead of having step number local here, we can change to input parameter. We change to is mandatory because we want to have we want to set the value in the parent. Okay, here we change to the local. We don't need this. let's change to input just to not have the to suffix. And the stamp number input is okay. Let me just check what we have here. So we have step number input. Yeah, it's okay. And now let's go back here. And we're going to say that the step number input which will be the same as the step number local, which will be 0. So this is supposed to be correctly, and let's test. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, so we are in the 0 step or first step. Let's go next. Whoa, it's working. So let's go again. Nice. Let's go back. Okay, and let's do the same here. Let's do the combination. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Okay, guys. So if you have any questions, please comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.